Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Cape Breton Cablevision. Welcome also to our community television studio and welcome to our official opening ceremonies. This is an occasion that has been a long time in coming. It's something that has taken a lot of preparation. During the past couple of weeks, we spent a lot of time specifically preparing for this evening, but the preparation for what you have here before you this evening is a much longer process than that. The company has a long history. It began quite some years ago when the idea of first establishing a cable television company was first presented by people to prospective Cape Breton shareholders, and that idea was discussed, and it spent quite a number of years developing. It took quite some time to put together the capital involved in establishing a cable television licensee. The license itself was another story, and in all, it's been quite a long period of time coming to fruition. And we'd like to congratulate this evening the people who have been involved, and we'd like to bring them to the spotlight. But before we do that, we'd like to let you in on what happens at Cape Breton Cablevision on a day-to-day basis, and by doing so, we'd like to show you some tapes of what we do here during a regular office day. As you can see, we are quite busy. We have a very capable office staff who spend quite a bit of time dealing with prospective customers, also dealing with customers who are on service. We spend quite a bit of time maintaining our system. It's quite a difficult job to keep a cable television system operating at peak efficiency, and we have quite a number of capable, technically experienced people to take care of that function for us. It's a big operation. We are currently employing about 20 people, both in the office and in the field, looking after our equipment and our machinery, and they are the backbone of the company from an operating point of view, but also from the point of view of providing support for the company in terms of financial investment. There is a good number of people who have spent quite a bit of their time and energy and committed themselves financially to the establishment of cable television in Cape Breton. I'm referring, of course, to the shareholders of the company, and it is to them that the customers of the company, the employees, and also the residents of the service area owe a great vote of thanks. And we'd like to welcome this evening into our studio the president of the company, Mr. Charles Campbell, and we'd like to ask Charlie to step in here for a moment, and if he would be so kind, knowing him to be a person who always has the right word for the right occasion, to present his feelings this evening.
Thank you, Danny. Well, first of all, on behalf of the management and staff of Cape Breton Cablevision Company, we want to welcome everyone here tonight. There are members and leaders of the community. There are the executive, and I believe the president of Seaside Cablevision, Glace Bay, a special welcome. There are many guests here tonight, too numerous to mention. To all of you, and from the management and staff, a hearty welcome. This was all I was supposed to say, but I am now in a studio facing 4 politicians. I don't think I'd get a better opportunity in all my life than talk politics, but I daren't because they're going to have the last word. Really, the history of Cape Breton Cablevision goes back a little further than one would think. It originated with an informal meeting among 10 Cape Bretoners at the curling club in Sydney. As a result of that particular meeting, Ola McIntosh, who is now living in Halifax, was elected president, and shortly thereafter was followed as president by Jack Tweedy, the late Jack Tweedy. We went forward with our application, and we needed some technical expertise, and we solicited the assistance of Kirk McCullough, Ed Twigg, and John Forbes from Halifax. These gentlemen, with the Cape Bretoners, formed the shareholders who in turn finally set up the Cape Breton Cablevision Limited. I think I've given you enough of the history. I want you to meet some of the guests tonight, but we are indeed pleased that you could make it here tonight, and to the viewing audience, we wish to point out something. We believe that really the heart and the core of Cablevision is in the room where I'm standing now. This is your community center. It is yours to use. Please use it. I think it can be a tremendous asset to the community in providing the necessary communication between various groups, politicians, industrialites, labor people, and the people in the viewing audience. So participate. Thank you for coming, and a very, very hearty welcome.
Thank you very much, and as Charlie Campbell so aptly put it, this is the center of the community as far as Cape Breton Cablevision is concerned, and in keeping with that feeling, we have invited to speak to us this evening the 4 municipal leaders from the areas which Cape Breton Cablevision does serve. I'm speaking, of course, of the City of Sydney, the towns of North Sydney and Sydney Mines, and the municipality of the County of Cape Breton. First of all, we'd like to call on the Mayor of the City of Sydney, Mr. Earl Tubbard, to step forward. And Earl, if you would, we'd like you to express your feelings on this occasion.
Well, thank you, Danny. I think I would say on behalf of the citizens of the City of Sydney that the coming of Cablevision to our area marks, for most of us at least, a long sought-after achievement. Cablevision means essentially 2 things to the people of Sydney. In one instance, it offers them a wider selection of electronic media so that they will have the opportunity to enjoy as much culture and programming as those people in other parts of Canada. Secondly, it offers to them, and this, as Charlie said, is the most rewarding of all, it offers to them a channel for community service and community activity. They have an opportunity to take advantage of it, and if they take advantage of that, then surely our community will be better for it. So on behalf of the people in the City of Sydney, to you, Danny, as the Executive Director, to the Board of Governors and the shareholders, I think I would bid you a welcome to the city and to the community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tubbard. The next gentleman that we have with us this evening who is going to make a comment from the point of view of the residents of his community is a gentleman who once prompted the remark that the town of North Sydney will never have an old mayor because he will always be a young. And we'd like to ask Mr. T.R. Young to step forward and to express his feelings and the sentiments of the residents of the town of North Sydney. Mr. Young.
Thank you, Danny, and ladies and gentlemen. Concerning your remark concerning a young mayor, I don't think the town of North Sydney will put up with a young for that period of time that they'll never have another, I can assure you. However, Danny and Mr. Campbell, members of the Board of Governors of Cape Breton Television, it's certainly a pleasure to be here tonight to extend the warm, our expression of appreciation to those who have brought Cablevision to this area. I can well recall myself walking 7 miles to listen to a crystal set. So we certainly have come forward a long way in my lifetime, and I look forward to many, many things that will be in incoming and ongoing years. Your idea of having a community program, it's excellent. And I do feel that it'll give our people an avenue to be able to communicate with the citizens of our town, and not only that, which is more important, to bring our local talent to view as the occasions arise, because today so many of us do not go to the type of concerts we did in the past, and we will see the great abundance of talent we have in our island. On behalf of the citizens of North Sydney, I certainly extend you, Mr. Campbell and his board of directors, every success. And I know that as the sun shone today in the city of Sydney and around our Cape Breton county, that it will continue to shine on you and those associated with your movement. Thank you.
Mr. Young, thank you very much for those well-considered remarks. Those of you who have been watching the community channel will probably realize that on a regular basis, usually each evening at 6 o'clock, we present local politicians. From time to time, we do an interview series with them, and from time to time, they also come along and make their own comments. One of the gentlemen who has been taking part in that activity and who has been bringing us up to date on occurrences in the town of Sydney Mines is the mayor of that community, Mr. Arnold Baxendale. Mr. Baxendale is with us in the studio this evening, and we'd like to ask him to step forward and to offer his comments, as did his colleagues. Mr. Baxendale.
Thank you very much, Danny. For me, certainly it's a real pleasure to be here tonight. And certainly like the other speakers, I feel that to stand still is to stagnate. And I believe that we are advancing in the world of communication. I think this is something that must come to our area, and I'm very, very pleased to see that Cape Breton Cablevision are taking these steps that is sorely needed in our area. I also believe that it has done so much for our community in the sense that, first of all, we are generating employment. To me, this is something that is required. And this employment will continue to stay with us in the idea of keeping up the facilities to our people, for the people who work in the station and so forth. And I think this is something that our communities are sorely in the need of at this time, certainly is employment. Also, for our people, I believe, to give them the opportunity to select the type of enjoyment that they want, to me, is probably one of the greatest things that our citizens could enjoy. And I know that from the expressions from the people in our town of Sydney Mines, they are tremendously enjoying cable TV and all that goes with it, because they can be now very selective in what they're doing. But probably the thing that strikes most of my mind is community involvement, and I'm always so pleased to come over here to keep our citizens acquainted with what's going on within our community. So, like my confreres who are with me tonight, I have to say I'm very, very pleased to be here, and I want to wish all who are connected with Cape Breton Cablevision every success, and certainly continuous programming in the future. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dan.
Mr. Baxendale, thank you very much. We'd like to confirm the fact that our company is receiving a tremendously fine reception in the town of Sydney Mines, and the only thing that disappoints me is that Arnie Baxendale is much too busy to accept a position as a salesperson for our company. Thank you very much, Mr. Baxendale. As you know, the company does have plant in 4 municipalities, but the position where our office building and studio is situated happens to be in the county of Cape Breton. And the reason we have chosen the location is because of technical priorities, but because of the fact that we are located here, we have invited the warden of the municipality of the county of Cape Breton, Mr. Ed Kite, to come to us and to offer a few words of wisdom this evening, and also to officiate at a ribbon cutting ceremony which we are about to take place now. Mr. Kite, if you'd be so kind as to step forward, and Mr. Campbell and the company's general manager, Hugh Tweedy, would hold the ribbon. We will take the ribbon and go through with the ceremony. Mr. Kite, the scissors, Huey, please. Mr. Kite.
I now declare this Cape Breton Cablevision officially opened.
Thank you very much. Mr. Kite, if you'd be so kind to pass along your comments on this occasion.
Thank you very much, Danny. And I would like first to extend my thanks to you, staff, and the board of directors for the honor of officiating at the ribbon cutting. However, I think in all fairness, I should start off my remarks in the same way that I did when your competition, when the Seaside Cablevision was open. And I went on to explain that people in our lives, politicians, always like to create the impression that we know that all that's going on. So there's a certain area on Grand Lake Road where we can't get cable television, up till now at least. So when the people asked me why we didn't have cable television, I said, God blessed us. So I hope I gave the impression I knew what was going on. However, I said that jokingly, as you know, and I want to congratulate you, and I certainly want to congratulate the shareholders, 11 I understand, who had the foresight to bring cable television to our people. I know it's enjoyed throughout the county areas, and it reminds me now that I should tell my colleagues, the mayors, that who always say we have so much in Cape Breton, there's one area that we haven't got cable television, among other things that we lack. But however, with the speed that this is coming along, I think that in a short time we'll catch up to the towns and the city. So again, thank you very much, and on behalf of the people of the county, may I extend best wishes for the future. Thank you, Don.
Mr. Kite, thank you very much. We'd like to also thank Mayor Earl Tubbard from the City of Sydney, Mayor Arnold Baxendale from the town of Sydney Mines, Mayor T.R. Young from the town of North Sydney for joining us this evening and offering their comments on the official opening ceremonies of Cape Breton Cablevision. We'd also like to extend a vote of thanks to the shareholders of the company who invested a large amount of capital and who made a stake for the future of Cape Breton. We certainly hope and we certainly feel that their confidence will be repaid in full. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now bringing this program to a close. We'd like to invite you at home who are watching the program to stay tuned as we will be presenting taped programs which we have prepared in our studio for transmission on the community channel at a later date, some of which have already been transmitted. They will be played during the next couple of hours. For those in the studio and the office building, we'd like to invite you to remain with us for the remainder of the evening, to relax, enjoy yourselves, to enjoy the refreshments, and to take advantage of the light buffet, which will be available a little later on. Once again, we'd like to thank all those involved for joining us this evening, and we'd like to ask you to stay tuned and become involved in community television. Thank you very much.